Hey. Hey, good morning. It is Saturday. Damn, almost July already to 26. So,
yes,
joining us shortly, Food would be too. Like we were just talking off air, everybody in Southwest Detroit that I'm aware of is no power, flooded basement. So prayers out to everybody that is going through it right now. So
yeah, they are really going through it. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here in my mansion, and so I'm just not. But I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's okay, and you know too much shit didn't get damaged. So we're gonna give some shout outs right now while we're waiting on everybody.
Yes, we're gonna give a shout out. Today is somebody very special's birthday. The man, the myth, not only the legend, the father of a legend, my dad, Paul Ellis. Happy birthday, Dad, from me, Dom, Zach, and the word on the street. I hope you have a wonderful day today. I love you so very, very much. I can't wait to see you soon. We're going to celebrate when I get there and get cake wasted. I can't wait.
So happy birthday for everybody.
Yes. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Eat lots of goodies. Full, give mom a hard time, talk shit, do all the things you love to do.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That's all right.
Love it. Great.
So
how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling a lot better. I got to be honest with you. I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, I know I was a little disappointed because I didn't go to the gym once today or once this week. So and I ate it I didn't eat good, but I'm feeling a lot better. So here's a rundown of some birthdays. So Elizabeth, it looks like a restaurant. Becca Hernandez, Mary Hill, P.D. Pablo, Billy Vega, Audio Ortiz, and Rico. Happy birthday, man. I saw some of those pictures up there. Justin. So a lot of people's birthday.
It's cancer season. Mm-hmm. My fellow Cancerians, yes. I told you we're the best.
Yeah, your birthday's on the what, the 15th?
The 15th. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, y'all, the 15th.
Okay.
I'm accepting birthday gifts, lunches. I will be in town in Detroit.
Cash App.
Hit me up. Cash App at Tori Rochelle 1111. Let me make it rain. Birthday blessings.
The Cash App.
Happy birthday to Brian too. My mom wanted me to shout out happy birthday to
Brian. Yeah. So I'm feeling a lot better. But how are you doing?
I'm running on pure adrenaline right now. I'm tired. I've had a very long week, a very long last night. I'm in the process of moving before my trip, so I was literally unloading a U-Haul at like 2 a.m. But I'm here. I'm here with you fine people, so I'm here.
We here.
I get a nap on like Tuesday. I'm excited for Tuesday to come.
Yeah.
Yes. I said from Tuesday to Thursday, I'm taking a little nap before I go.
When are you leaving? Next Saturday? When are you leaving?
No, I'm leaving on, I was going to leave the 1st, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prepare my rental car, have everything together, on the 1st, and then I'm going to leave like bright and early on the 2nd.
On the 2nd.
And drive. So, yeah, as long as I'm there by the 5th, I'm okay.
Sound like, are you gonna stop? Are you gonna do any sightseeing or not really?
The only sightseeing we'll probably do is Dom likes to stop at the little like hole-in-the-wall diners that we all know, or he's seen on like diners, drives and dives, right? Or like a food truck. He's a foodie. Right. So he's like the skinniest fat person I know, I swear. He's got the stomach of a fat girl, and he doesn't gain any weight. He thinks he does, but he totally doesn't. So
I know Dom don't have a girlfriend, so I was getting my hair cut last night by my barber, and she was, telling me, relationships suck. She's only like 21, and she's been on the show, and I was like,
I remember.
I was like, I need to hook you up with somebody. So about Dominic, I showed her the picture, and she was like, "Oh, he's a hottie," and I was like, "So
look at you matchmaking." And he's a good person too.
She's like, "I'm so tired of dealing with assholes and this and that," So she was going through it. So I felt bad.
Yeah,
she's like almost a little, like a daughter. She's only like 21.
Yeah. I know, yeah, and she's so cute and sweet and nice, but got her shit together too, which is awesome. And you don't see that. You don't see that often at that age. Yeah,
she just said that just it's tough dating at that age, and I'm like, I can't even imagine. It's tough at my age, so I can imagine. Right? I can imagine dating at 21. Like it's a clusterfuck, I would think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the same thing he says. He's 25, and he's like, this is too much, Mom. I'm good. I'm just gonna focus on me because these women out here are fucking crazy. It's too much. He's like, between that and the social media and doing shit for clout, and he told me the other day. I'm sorry to interrupt you. He told me the other day. These women Instagram, it's all booty pics and lingerie, and he's like, I'm tired of seeing some fucking ass pics. Like, how many times can you do that same pose in some different color underwear? He's like, I'm fucking over it. This is stupid. Like, can somebody post a pretty picture of them doing something fucking cool? I don't understand.
Right.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Social media has really killed the dating world.
Mm-hmm. He told me, what did he tell me? He said, yeah, I put on my, maybe this is dating app. I don't know. They all, the kids, I call them kids. The kids all have all that, stuff. And he has you missed your chance to date me or something as his bio, or you missed your chance. And I said, he put that. Right. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm just promoting my music at this point. You missed your chance, bitch.
I want to tell Dominic, thank you. I don't know if he's probably sleeping, but
he is sleeping. I'll let him know.
Thank you for the space cereal.
Super cool. When we were walking through the grocery store, he's like, "Oh, Space Jam cereal," and he's like,
"Cereal."
He goes, "I gotta get Enrique one too." I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. He'll like that."
So I was dealing with the website yesterday of the copyright thing, and I didn't tell you guys until the last minute, but Eddie's chatting with somebody on Spotify or Shopify, blah blah blah. He said it took him 2 hours. He was so frustrated because they on the Drake Swift character, the D is copyright, which I to be honest with you, I don't think it's a copyright infringement because an Old English D is an Old English D. There's different versions. There's the Tiger version. There's different versions. So some people, I was going to text them today, but some people there was a hold on their order because of the copyright infringement. So we're trying to change this the hat on the character for 2 days because we were trying to figure out, and it's not easy. Like Eddie's like, he's there and he's like, I can't figure this out. And I told him the email. So he finally was chatting with them yesterday. He said it took him 2 hours. He finally swapped out all the Drake Swift character logo on the hat. He put Word on the Street, in which I sent it to you. So we just swapped out the logo on the hat because the Old English D is copyright infringement. So we just got to be careful. I was reading some of the the copyright things. I was reading some of the stuff that we couldn't do, and it's like, you can't have obscene stuff on your shirts.
Right.
No bullying, no hating, no crazy stuff, right?
Right.
But Eddie's like, man, we got to try to see if we can push things, push the envelope, and if they stop it, they stop it. You know what I mean? But he was like, yeah.
If we push it too much, are they going to block us?
No.
Like Facebook does.
No. He just, they just would say, well, no, you can't print this, or you know what I mean? So, they had a hold on a couple people's orders because of the old English D, but that's all been solved now. But that was
it. Looks good though. The new one looks good.
It's a clusterfuck. I was like, this is too much. Like, come on.
I know. The whole thing is it's a lot. It's tedious.
Right, and I can see why you got so frustrated. So, the Taste of the D shirts, he was like, man, we probably can't even print those. We got to change the D because it's got.
That's the logo.
Well, we could put like a square D. They might not notice it. He said, I think the biggest thing why they flagged it because it was on a hat, and it was on. You know what I mean? Like it was on a hat. Yeah, like that looks like a Tiger's hat. You know what I mean? So he's like, you kind of can't make it obvious because the word on the street D, it's an old English D. It is drawn from hand, but
it's in a phrase.
Yeah, it's in a phrase and it's kind of hidden and it's abstract. So he was like,
then you probably could get away with the Taste of the D because it's in a phrase, it's a logo, and it's abstract too. So we'll see. But, I the girl working on my logo, she sent me a rough draft. And I like it, but I had her tweak a few things. So hopefully the one she sends back, I think is going to be on point. I have a vision of what I kind of wanted.
Kitty though.
So I have her doing the carts, the version of me though.
Okay.
So it looks a little bit more like me. But I love it. Yeah. So similar. And I'm going to use both because that's my original one, and I just I love that one. So. Right. I'm excited for her to put it back or to give it back to me because it's more of a character of myself, right? But like my alter ego, I think that's what Kitty is. So it's everybody's alter ego, right? So so I'm excited to see what she does. I think I was telling you about when they made the character for my girlfriend and she got it back and she's like, my tits look so great. She made me look so good. They're huge. So I'm like, well, hopefully she makes my waist little, big. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
They're going to be giant.
Oh, man, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. What up, though?
Oh, what up, though, man? Just living the dream, man. Living in the sunshine. So I know we texted a little bit. I was waiting for your phone call last night, but I didn't know if you were working last night or what. But I know everybody's flooded in Southwest Detroit. As Alex is trying to jump on himself.
Yeah.
And glad that none of your stuff got ruined, man. I mean, that would have been fucking shitty as fuck.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
You're so bad.
Dad's house? Is your dad? He don't live in the hood?
Yeah, he stays around here. I just had a mop up and I ruined some carpets. My equipment didn't get messed up, but it was a big mess.
It was a big mess, huh?
Yeah. First thing in the morning too.
My parents said,
right? That's the worst.
So this is Tori. This is Fu.
Hello.
My parents waiting for Alex too. My parents are flooded and no power, but they're old folks and they're like, who cares? So
right.
They're like, most of the stuff's here in Phoenix. They don't really have any valuables back home. I was like, what do you have in the basement, Mom, now? And she's like, just a washer and dryer. There's nothing down there. But I know people like, they got their kids down there, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, they got everything.
Yeah,
pictures,
all kinds of pictures,
memories, decorations. They got it all going on down there.
My parents.
I never watched Chicago too. I've lived there for 20 years. I never had a flood down there once.
No?
Oh, wow.
No.
Never?
So, This is the first time.
Said a gross. I don't know if you know this story, but they said a Gross Point pumping station failed last night. That's what That's what somebody was posting.
Oh, I was just gonna say something major must have happened if you hadn't had a flood in 20 years, and now you are. Something broke.
Well, it rained like it probably was like it said like 3 inches in like an hour for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah. And aren't y'all supposed to get rain for like the next like 10 days? I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
She's from the east side, but she lives here in Glendale, Arizona. So we don't get rain, man. It just doesn't rain here.
Yeah, you got that dry heat.
Yeah.
And when it rains, I literally say, "Oh my God, Arizona is broken today. What the fuck is going on?" Because it never rains ever.
It's sprinkled. Sometimes we go through to like the 70 to 80 days before it rains.
Yeah.
Like, and the people start freaking out when it rains here. Like it'll sprinkle and there'll be like a bunch of accidents here. It's like, oh, come on, dude.
I've noticed like exactly a bunch of accidents, or you get a bunch of weirdos that are like loving it, like trying to stand out in it. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Just get back in your fucking car. Like, it's not that it's rain. But yeah, a little bit of rain on the ground, and just you're better off staying home because you're gonna get crashed up on your car.
Yeah, people don't know how to act on any type of weather, just like when it snows down here.
No, Arizona don't know how to act.
Well, how you been, man?
Drive in the snow.
What's going on in the food world? How you been, man?
I've been good, man. I just been keeping busy. I got my day-to-day job, and then I do the music like pretty much every time I have a chance after work.
Right.
Making beats, recording. I'm producing a couple people's albums, stuff like that. So
we really want to appreciate the intro, and he forgot when we told him. So the intro is his production. It's his beat.
I got the beat for your intro. Yep.
I didn't know if
it's all good.
If you were able to see before you jumped on, you were able to see that. So
I've seen the intro before. I watched a couple of your. I watched the one with Joey A.
Shout out to JR. There goes JR right there. He's playing around. I can't stop masturbating.
Oh. That was one of our awesome, crazy YouTube fans.
No, Food knows JR, so that's.
Oh, that's JR from back in the day, JR.
I know who it is after you said it. I was like, Junior? Who the fuck is Junior? He can't stop masturbating.
Yeah, it don't sound like he changed much, huh? He used to always be clowning.
So he's using that good lotion, though.
So growing up in Southwest Detroit, when did you like, man, I want to be a rapper? When did that light bulb go off?
Man, honestly, my older brother used to rap back in the days.
Okay.
And I'm talking like way back. Like, my brothers are older than me. One brother's like 10 years older. Okay. The other one's about 6 years older. So when I was only like 5, he was like 12. He was already, by the time he was 14, he was already rapping.
Right.
This is the 80s, so like I used to beatbox for him.
Okay.
Remember beatboxing?
That's cute.
Yeah, so I was a little beatboxer, like his hype man, basically.
Right.
And so by the time he was like 16, 17, he actually got someone to invest a little money to go to studio a couple times and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
This is before everybody had studio. Nowadays everybody has studios in their basement. It's a lot easier. It's not as expensive as it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Way, way cheaper. So back then you had to actually have money to record back in the, back in like 90, you know what I'm saying? 1991, stuff like that. So he tagged me. I would tag along with him, go to the studio. He actually recorded this one song. It was like, he did like a little demo. It was like two songs. But I tagged along with him, and then he helped me like write a rap for myself. And at the time I was only like 9 years old.
Okay.
So I ended up spitting a little thing and then carry on, but I ended up falling in love with it. Just going to the studio, seeing everything, stuff like that. And it was just, after that, I started writing. By the time I was 9, 10 years old, I was already writing raps.
That's dope.
And then I actually got pretty good. Like, the first stuff was kind of, whatever,
Right.
And by the time I was like probably 13, 14, I actually started get pretty good, and I learned how to do it, you know, like, and by the time I was 17, 18, I thought I had a pretty good lot, because I already was doing it for years by then, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's your biggest, I guess, as a kid growing up, was your brother your biggest inspiration, or was there a particular rap artist, hip hop artist, or rap group?
I mean, I was influenced by so much, you know, especially with 90s hip hop. I feel like that, you know, that was the golden era.
Right.
You know.
Definitely.
But the ones who actually really I really learned a lot from, who were like my biggest as far as rapping, because my brother ended up stopping by the time he was like 18, 19. He wasn't rapping anymore.
He was done.
He was kind of.
What was your brother's rap name?
Well, his nickname was Sonny, so he should just call him. They would just call him Sonny.
Okay.
Or that's his real name actually, but yeah, they would just go by. And I was just Foo. I used to be back in that. It was Fresh Foo. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the in the early 90s.
Who gave you the one that said, you know, because you have it all together? The one they call Foo. Who actually gave you that name?
Oh, the one they call Foo kind of just happened because, like, on my first album that I released back in like 2000, I think it was 2005 was the first one I released.
Okay.
It just had Foo. But I would always say, like, on the intro of songs and stuff like that, it's the one they call Foo. It's the one they call Foo. And people started, like, actually saying that. Like, I would see somebody at the gas station that I don't even know, but he heard my album or he bought my album or, you know, whatever. And he'd be like, oh, you're the one they call Foo. And, oh, you're the one they call Foo. And people would say that. And then one time I did a show, and instead of writing Foo on the flyer, they wrote the one they call Foo. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like that because if you just Google Foo, you know, what's going to really pop up. But if you Google the one they call Foo, it's accurate. You know, it goes down to one person.
Yeah, there you go.
So I just started.
I love it.
I just started running with it.
Shout out to Supreme
catchy too. I love it.
He's on YouTube. Brother, I haven't seen you in years. I know you live in Arizona somewhere on the east side. So shout out to him because I know you guys talk. So.
Oh yeah, Primo that's my homie right there.
Yeah.
Actually, I learned how to make beats from Supreme. He was the one who actually taught me.
Was he?
Yeah, we used to.
Nice.
I used to go to his studio back, like, I met him randomly in my early 20s, just on some luck. Like, at the time I had a manager, and my manager had just went to the corner store. And he was like, he comes back and like, yo, I just met this guy that raps and produces and da da da. And I'm like, oh, really? And it ended up being Supreme. And then we just hit it off. And I would go to his, you know, we didn't even have a studio. It was just a computer and Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up watching what he was doing all the time. And I was like, you know what? I could probably do that. And I wasn't that good when I first made beats. I was pretty whack, but I learned over time. Yeah, Devon, that was my manager's name, Devon.
Yeah, when we had the escort service, he came over to the office and made some beats for some people and did some things. So much love. Yeah,
y'all actually invested money. We had a little studio on Michigan Avenue back in the day that he invested in, and we were recording people and stuff like that. Yeah,
he's my Supreme. If you can remember, I think he's related to my ex-wife's cousin somehow, but. Yeah, so
all right.
Shout out to you and your brother, man. I hope your brother's doing well. I know he was somewhere, Colorado. I don't know if he still is, but I don't know where his brother is. But so shout out to Ernie and his whole family, man. So,
yeah, that's my peoples.
So you're in the 90s. You're writing, you're rapping. In 2000, you released your first album. What was the success of that?
Well, the first one, how I kind of did it, like my first album I dropped was 2002, and that was just like that was like a group CD. You know, my group, we called ourselves Suicide Kings. We still, you know, that was the name of the clique. Yeah. So what we did at the time was we just recorded, like, I set up a little studio in my basement. It's actually the same one I got now. The difference is all my equipment is way more better than it was, 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So at the time it was basically a computer and a mic,
Right.
And we ended up recording this album. It was like a short album, 10 songs.
Right.
And on that one, I was like, you know what? Instead of like trying to sell this, nobody knows who the hell we are, you know. And so we printed up like about 1,500 copies, and we waited on to Cinco de Mayo. And then when Cinco de Mayo came, that's when it was popping on Cinco de Mayo. They had the big festivals and you know, parade and all that. It was actually 2000. If I'm thinking about it, I'm mixing up years, but it was 2004 was the year.
Okay.
So what we did, I knew a DJ. So I lived right on Clark where everything was popping off at, you know. So we set up a DJ right in front of my house, and the traffic would be backed up for miles, you know.
Right.
We're standing in the middle of the street just handing out CDs. You know, playing the music, handing out CDs. And then before you know it, it kind of caught on. People were actually bumping it that whole summer. Like, I could hear cars passing and listening. I ran into people and, you know, like, oh, yeah, I heard your CD. A lot of people didn't know who we are. We didn't make a cover for it. It was just the CD, you know. But it actually did pretty good. And I got our name out there. People kind of started to know who, at least in the hood, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so tell me your journey from there. So, you guys do I mean, if you guys were doing well like there, just with the CDs printed 1,500, did you guys get rid of all of them?
Oh yeah, we got rid of all of them in a day. I mean, there's like gaps in between. I'm missing, like, because you know, even before I dropped my first album, I used to be a battle rapper, and you know, like it was just like 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Had these huge competitions.
Said you were a battle rapper.
Yeah. So that, I mean, so even before I even dropped my first album, I started off like as a battle rapper, and I was actually really good at it because I knew how to freestyle on the top of my head. And back then, you know, battle is different nowadays because nowadays it's almost like they know you're. I mean, I still like it, but you usually know who your competition is. You guys are kind of. It's almost like spoken poetry where there's no beat. You know what I'm saying? It's always a cappella nowadays.
Right.
And back then it was always over a beat, and you always had a freestyle. So like if you couldn't come off stuff off the top of your head, people could tell. They would know that, like, oh, that's written. You could say that to anybody. But if I'm rapping and I'm talking about your glasses, the shoes you're wearing, the people you're with, they know that's coming off the top, you know?
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I used to win a lot of battles then.
Did you ever go to the hip hop?
No, I was actually probably that was a little bit before, like, I knew about it, the hip hop shop.
Okay.
But because when that was popping off, I was probably only like 15, so I didn't really know about it. I didn't start actually getting to battle rap until I was about 19.
Okay.
But that's when I had met Proof from D12.
Okay.
That was around that time, and he was one of the only rappers that because I met a lot of rappers over the years, but he actually took a liking to me, and he kind of took me under his wing. He would take me to the studios. He ended up doing like 4 songs with me. He didn't even charge me anything. So yeah, he taught me. He actually was the one who kind of taught me how to do an album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how to set up, because there's a lot going into an album you don't even think about, like even like little skits or putting sound effects or the order of the songs, just things people don't really think about, you know.
Right.
So you know, I hear that. I've never met him, and I know that Tori knows Trick and all that. So, but you know, I heard he definitely was a guy that just was kind of like, hey, you know what? I like you, and I'm gonna take you under your wing and just show you mad love. So, I heard
he looked out for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and it was kind of crazy how I met him, because it was kind of just random. It was literally right before the D12 album came out, maybe like about 5 weeks before the major D12 album, you know, the one with Shady on Shady Records and everything.
Right.
So it was like 5 weeks before that, and I was with my manager at the time, and my manager was a huge dude. He was like 6'8", 300 pounds, so you know, like a Suge Knight looking dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When some people took notice. If he walked around, people took notice of who he was. You know.
Right.
So one time we're at a hotel, and I seen Proof out there, and I'm like, damn, it looks like Proof, and I seen the little chain. So I just kind of randomly started talking to him. I was like, hey, how's the tour going? You know, how's this going on with, you know? And he's telling me, oh, that's a beautiful thing. But I was just talking to him. I wasn't actually trying to like, hey, I rap and I produce, and you know, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just
fanboy.
Yeah, I was just saying, hey, what's up? And you know, how's this going and the tour? And so we ended up talking for like 10 minutes. And then after that, he's like, my manager walks up and he's like, oh, you met my artist? And he's like, oh, you rap? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, that's cool. So out of nowhere, he was like, you know, I like you, man. You're cool as hell. I like the Southwest dudes. Da da da. And I'm like, oh, that's what's up. So he ends up giving me his number, cell number, and he's like, call me later on tonight. Maybe we can hang out. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking he's like, you know, like, all right, he ain't gonna answer. This probably ain't even a real number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So later on, we called me. He tells us, "I will call me back tomorrow. We're gonna go out to the strip club or something." Da da da. Like, all right, cool. So the next day, I call him, and he actually answers. And yeah, we ended up going out that night, and he hung out. He paid for all the drinks. He was cool as hell, and I ended up hanging out with him quite a bit after that. It was a good times.
That's cool.
He was a good soul. Rest in peace to Proof.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell, man. So, so we'll go back. So, 90s, 2000, released your album. What happened after your first album? Well, you know, once you got rid of these CDs, what was the next thing that you wanted to do?
The next one was like actually my first solo album, because the one we got rid of the CDs, that was the group album that was trying to get the name out, you know.
Right.
And at the time, any CD I did, I would always put like Suicide Kings, because I knew that people kind of recognize that name now.
Okay.
So it'd always be like Suicide Kings presents. So my first album, I ended up selling them, but I did the same thing. I did the Cinco de Mayo, but I charged $5 a CD, but I got them professionally done, got a cover done, got the CD printed up nice. And I actually did good on that one too, because at the time I had a lot of friends, and I had a lot of people who supported me and really, really believed in me, you know?
Right.
So I would have I had some girls that they were just my friends, but they would like promote for me. They would rock the Suicide King t-shirt, and they would help selling my CDs, and they wouldn't make nothing off it. They just did it because they liked my music that much. I had friends hooked over on I had people, because this was Cinco de Mayo, so I had different people set up selling my CD, from like by Burger King all the way to like by Amici's to the festival, and I ended up selling almost like 400 CDs just that one weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really good for somebody who's, you know, underground, not really known, you know.
Right. Yeah. That was a smart weekend to do it too, boy, because Southwest popping at that time.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, there would be like
so many people from the surrounding areas come there during that time too. So
yeah, because we would sell it to. It wasn't just like it was in Southwest, because you had so many people, West Side, East Side.
That's the first time. That's the first place people go, especially during Cinco. They're like, we're going to Southwest. Let's go get some tacos. Let's go to Xochimilco. Where are we going, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that was a smart move for sure.
So what? So once you did that, what year was that, fool?
That was the group album was 2004, and then I didn't do anything 2005. So my first solo was 2006.
2006. Okay.
Yep.
Alex is having some difficulty. He keeps coming in now. Hi, brother. How are you doing?
Hey, Alex. He looks like me when my internet wasn't working, sitting in the car.
I'm fucking pissed.
He's
Oh,
Hear me? I'm fucking pissed.
He's pissed.
I'm sorry.
flooded. Oh, there you go. He's gone again.
Oh, fuck it. He's gone again. At least he got that little clip. Fucking pissed. He looked like me in the damn car.
Yeah.
What I do, like 4 broadcasts from my car?
Yeah. It sucks when you got no internet.
Man, it does. I literally had to drive. I had to drive down the street until I found a good spot. And of course, it was in front of a park. And it's on the nights that it's like late. So I'm looking like a whole ass creeper in a van at the park, right? And I'm like, man, these fucking neighbors.
Can you guys see me, hear me? Please tell me something.
Yes, we see you.
Before I fucking drive my truck into the Detroit River.
You should.
Pull over, stop moving.
I'm already pulled over in front of my house. I've been driving to get a connection.
It's like me in the creeper van.
Hey, this is perfect. I can't see Drake. It's perfect.
Yay. Okay.
The only screen is blacked out.
JRC.
I'm playing. I love you.
Play with your nipples, you said.
So I seen JR ain't changed at all.
Yeah, JR spicy today, huh?
Take your shirt off.
Masturbation, all of
your
that.
shirt off. Tell me to take my shirt off. Don't make me. Hey, don't make me go over there and drive my truck to your house.
Jose said you are in the Detroit River.
Sure.
So
Well, we're glad you're here.
you released your single album. How did that do?
Like I said, we did good on that weekend. I ended up selling about 400. After that, it was way more slow motion.
Right.
You know, but like I would do 20 a week maybe, and then sometimes 40, 30, you know, but
Right.
it definitely got my name out, and I ended up selling almost 1,000 CDs. So, I mean,
Wow.
And then people bootleg the hell out of it too. You know how that goes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then like a lot of our friends, you know, your friends was buying like, I mean, we were buying like three to five CDs. You know what I mean, just to show love. So
Yeah.
two,
I did have. I had people buy 10 at a time sometimes, and just like my one boy bought 20. He's like, I'm gonna just give them to people at work to listen to.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So
Mhm.
back
Love.
then, CDs. I don't know if you made your first album on a tape, but CDs. So social media hits around that time, 2007, 2008, and then. So how did you do with your music then? Did it help you with social media or did it hurt you?
No, actually, my second album was probably the best one that I did, and that's when like MySpace was popping.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had a lot of people. I was actually like, yeah, I ended up doing. I did too. It was a double CD, and
Yeah,
at the time, yeah. And I didn't waste no time. My CDs were like 79 minutes. It'd be like 22 songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to look back, like I don't know why I dropped so much music, like because albums should be maybe 10 to 12 songs, and I used to be like 23 songs on every album, you know.
Right.
But
you couldn't stop. That's all.
Yeah, and I wanted to feel the sea. I want to feel people feel like they
right.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But yeah, I ended up at the time my MySpace was kind of popping off. Where like it wasn't nothing crazy, but I had over like 55,000 people on there. I had songs that had over 100,000 plays. I was actually doing real good. Actually, when everything like
really
broke
good,
down to
especially during the MySpace, era, that's definitely really good.
Yeah,
like
I can't even think that I didn't even know they had like that type of followers.
Right.
I think
right.
I only had Tom as my friend, so there you go.
well, they used to have like you could do music pages on Facebook. I mean on MySpace.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, so like mine was the music page, and they would have like you could do fans, and I had people from all over the world. Like, bro, when MySpace went under and like everybody went to Facebook, like I was like heartbroken at the time, bro, because I had like 100,000 fans on there. I had this, I sold like 3,000 CDs, and I'm like, shit, now this is like dead as hell. You know what I'm saying? I got to start all over again. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
imagine.
everybody jumped to Facebook and then eventually Instagram. So do you have those type of followers now on Facebook?
Never got to the point where I was on MySpace, but I've also haven't been as consistent as I was back then either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't blame it like, oh, social media or this and that or anything like that. I think if I go as hard and start dropping albums like I was, I mean, I dropped an album once a year at least for like 5 years straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't dropped an album now in like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I do produce for people. That's because that's what I was thinking. I was gonna stick more with making beats and producing for other people. So but I got a lot of music I'm sitting on. So
when did that switch? Like, so it's 2008, 2009. So do you have that? Like, hey, you know what? I want to make music for other people. I want to write for other people.
Well, it kind of just happened because I started getting better at making beats. You know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And people would get beats off me, and it was for whatever reason, like I would rap over my own beats sometimes, but not like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't rap over my beats a lot. It was always like hard for me to rap over my own beats because I was in the process of making the beat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense, compared to like if one of my friends shows me a beat,
yes,
I never heard, I'm like, oh shit, I want to write to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where if I'm there making the beat, it's like by the time it's done, I'd rather hear somebody else. I'm not inspired to rap over it.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like that anymore, but it used to be
kind of
like
it's kind of like cooking. you cook a big ass meal and you're like, I'll eat later. I don't even.
Yeah,
want to. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I don't want
That's
this.
what
I
that
done licked
reminded
the
me of.
spoon way too many times. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Here, let me sell this to somebody.
So you said in the beginning it's not like that, but now it's different.
Yeah, in the last like few years, like I've been I can actually make a beat and actually be writing to it as I'm already thinking of the rhymes, thinking of the hook,
Mhm,
you know, and
Yeah, that's the shit.
and I recorded a lot. Like I started getting really back into like recording again. I was just sticking to making the beats for like the last 5 years, but like in the last maybe 3 years, I'm sitting on over 100 songs right now I've never released.
Right.
Sounds
So-
like my son. Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
so I'm definitely
That's
gonna
crazy.
drop some more albums and do everything again. And out of those
Right.
songs, like I probably produced at least like probably 60 of them where I made the beat too.
I was about to say
Yeah.
at least 50%.
So
Yeah.
let's fast forward. It's 2021. You've been doing this. Let's say over 20 years plus. You're saying you're doing a lot of writing, a lot of producing. Whose albums have you produced that are out there now? Who are you writing for? Tell me a little bit.
I produce. I do a lot of like just a lot of local cats. You know what I'm saying? The one person I'm working with who I'm going to produce this whole project. His name's Israel Keys. He's actually really dope.
Oh yeah.
Like super dope.
Mhm.
And I known him from back in the days too. But I'm end up doing his whole project. I got another guy. Actually, I'm not sure his rap name. I know his real name, but
Right.
he's I'm doing his whole album.
Government. Don't drop his government.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to say his government name. You know how that goes. I don't know how people are cool with that or not.
Yeah. No,
Let's just call him John Doe.
I'm drawing a blank, but they dropped Israel Key's name on our show not too long ago. So I can't remember who it was now.
It was probably your boy.
We be having
Good
so
Money.
many people
Good
running
money. Shout out to
through,
Good Money.
Actually, yes, it might. Actually, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marlon. Good Money.
Yeah, he's dope too. He was at the studio a couple weeks ago laying some songs down.
Yeah, that's my fam.
He had Too Short with him and a couple guys he was taking pictures with. I don't know if they was in the studio together, but
yeah, because
I was like, damn.
Normally, you're on.
Straight up.
You know, that's the thing too with like producing beats. I sell beats randomly, like on Instagram, on YouTube.
Right.
You know, I don't even know who half these people are. They just like, hey, that beat's sweet, da da da. And I'm like, give me $100, it's yours.
That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's the beauty of
So
it.
it's easier almost to like, you know, I'm still gonna do my music and my albums. That's a lot more work than just selling beats randomly on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Like I said, and that's always extra money for me. So that's always that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Right. So that was my next question. So somebody reach out to you on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. So it's not love anymore. You know, in the beginning when you start doing things, it's sure you can have that, but
You
know, now it's like, hey, you know what? I need to make some money. Is that what you charge? Is about $100?
Yeah, for most of like my beats. I mean, the way I look at it, the average time that I make a beat takes me about maybe 45 minutes to like at the most an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like if I can get $100 off of that,
it takes some people a week to make a beat. That's crazy.
Yeah, I figure like
for real.
You know, I got an MPC machine now. I kind of know how to. I've been doing it for so long. I can read like when I'm chopping up a sample or switching things. I already kind of know in my head where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it used to take me 5-6 hours to make a beat sometimes. Now it's like I have made beats in like 20-30 minutes sometimes.
Right.
Like the whole beat too. Like the hook's done, the chorus, the drop, like everything.
Everything's done. So I know you have your YouTube, and I know that's where we were listening to, you know, some of the beats. Are like, oh yeah, that one. And I know you sent us stuff, and that's the reason why we got the intro. But you don't have any videos on here, huh? Because I see a video from like a year ago, but it was just I made with only 6 seconds of a sample.
Oh yeah. I got like I think I did a Joey. I got my video I did with Joey A on there. I think that's from like 2 years ago now.
That's the last
2 or 3.
one. Right?
Shout out to Joey A.
Yeah, he did. He directed the video for me. It came out pretty dope too.
But it's not on your page, huh?
Yeah, I think it is on there. It's probably like 3 years ago though. It should be on there.
Oh,
I don't remember deleting it.
So fool. Let me ask you this. I don't want to veer you off from something you was gonna ask, Rick, but I want to make sure I ask you this, and you can talk about it if you want, if you don't want to. And you know, I don't know if Drake was gonna get into it, but like, you met Proof. Can you tell that story, man, as much as you want to tell about that?
Oh yeah, I kind of. We were already right before you got in here. I kind of told the story of how that happened.
Okay, as long as they know it, I don't know.
Yes.
Because you told me the night it happened. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. So that's cool. I wanted to make sure.
Yep, he told us. Good luck, Alex.
Back in 1997, 98, that was a huge deal. And I just wanted to. So you know what? I'll ask you a question. And my question was, back then, obviously we were younger. We dealt with shit differently. So like now, when you look back at that and you think about that, what does that mean to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you think about that, you know what I mean? What do you, what
I mean, it means a lot for real. I mean, even at the time, like when I met him, like I said, it was only like 5 weeks before the D12 album came out.
Yeah, like Crazy Horse or something like that.
He actually,
right.
well, out of nowhere, his Proof had called me up one time.
Right.
Like this is we hung out maybe 4 or 5 times, like at different clubs.
Story
different
I wanted
bars.
you to tell. Yep.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere he calls me up and he tells me, "Hey, why don't you bring your manager? Meet me over here at St. Andrews."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool."
But
and we're thinking like, why does he want to meet us at St. Andrews at 3 o'clock? You know?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, but remember, the people need to know, what was you doing at the time?
With what?
What was you doing at the time when they called you? Remember, like I remember you telling me you were making beats. You were at home on a computer or something. Yeah. You were making beats or something like that.
I was already just into trying to make beats because like I said, I wasn't that good at the time.
Right.
I was trying to learn how to do those.
Right.
Because that's right when I first started. I wasn't that good at doing it at the time.
Yep.
But I knew how to rap. And you know the crazy thing too, even at the time, all them times I hung out with Proof, I never rapped for him or none of that. It was kind of just hanging out, just chilling, you know.
Crazy, okay.
Right.
And
you never told me that, but okay.
So he ends up inviting me to go meet him at St. Andrews at 3 in the afternoon. So we go up there.
Right.
And he has backstage VIP passes for the D12 album release party.
Yep.
And he's like, "Hey, I wanted to give this to you and your manager."
That's dope, man.
So we were hyped up, bro, because like I just graduated high school. Like I graduated high school maybe like a year and a half before that.
Yep.
And now I'm on stage while like Eminem and D12 performing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and
it was like
he's not trying to look too excited.
It was surreal to me, you know.
Even back then, you had, when you told everybody that, everybody was like, all of our friends and everything, and your closest friends, rest in peace to Big Ponce, miss them, love them. They were all over you, like, oh my god. Like,
yeah.
But you know what? And you came over and you let us actually listen to the couple songs that Proof produced, and I was like, oh my god, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, we did like 3 songs together all together.
Yep, but go ahead.
And we did them for my project too. Like he ended up doing it on the Love. That's that's just funny. This is a story how like
that's why
when he finally actually heard me rap,
right.
He kind of put me on the spot. So we hung out, like I said, 4 or 5 times. I never really brought up the rap stuff. We were just hanging out. Like he just took a shine into me. Whatever. I think he might have just want some dude from Southwest in his clique or something.
Right,
you know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So like
Mexican guy, especially
because he used to mention like the Southwest all the time. Oh, I like Southwest. That's my grandma stays over there, and you Southwest dudes are cool as hell.
Oh yeah, you had a special place for him.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
So one day we're at we were downtown. We were at I think it was Bazooki's. That's what it was.
Hey.
So
shout out to
we end up going around. It's around midnight now, right? We go walking to St. Andrews. So as we walk into St. Andrews, right when Proof comes in, you know, the DJ's like, "Oh, we got Big Proof in the house." You know, Proof was known like crazy, especially in St. Andrews and all that. You know.
Yeah, that was like he could have went in there in house shoes for sure.
Yeah. So everybody was all hyped, you know, like, "Oh yeah, you know, we got Proof." So eventually, they're like, maybe we can get him on the mic, the freestyle and da, you know.
Right.
And so they're like, "Oh, you know." So eventually, he gets on the mic to freestyle, and as he's rapping, he's just flowing and da. So he's never even heard me rap, right? We already hung out about 4 or 5 times. He's never heard me rap once. And he goes, "I got my boy with me. He be rapping. Da. You know, this and that." And he's like, I want y'all, if he's dope, I want y'all to show love, you know. But if he's whack, you're gonna boo him.
Yeah,
you know.
I remember you telling me that, man.
So like he basically, put me on the spot, you know.
I'm getting goosebumps.
You right the fuck up there.
Yeah, so I'm up there. So as he's freestyling, he's rapping, he's got his arm around me, and then he's like introducing me, some homie fool, you know. But if he's whack, boo him. But if he's dope, you know, show him love, you know.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, so like he's never even heard me rap, you know. So I could have been trash. I could have been whack as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
So like I'm thinking of like, all right, what am I gonna rap? You know, but all the things going through my head, you know.
Right. I gotta come hard right now.
Yeah, I gotta come dope. So I had wrote. There was something I had just wrote, like maybe a few weeks before that, and I was like, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna spit. You know, I already had it in my head.
Can you do a little bit of it if you remember, if you don't mind? Like just a little bit of it, like a couple lines.
Yeah, I think I probably do know. I do know some of it. It goes. It was like, yo, after this, I'm gonna have people cutting their throats and slitting their wrists, getting so pissed they be wishing I didn't exist. But guess what? I've been messed up and blazing ever since I was 6 and Ronald Reagan was president. It's evident that I ain't heaven sent, but I still got hell's intent with the well-invented mind to method at times. But what the hell you expect? Don't regret the time that I murdered this journalist because of a bad review. Sad but true, something I had to do. I got an attitude worse than a fat bitch who hasn't ate for weeks. Take a piece of a broken brew, stab you, I sweep the streets. Always feeling hate, never loving and shoving your head in the motherfucking 500 degrees oven. Check the deal, here direct the real, neglect and kill. Have no fear. I don't care if you got a record deal, because all the record deal mean your bitch ass got signed. It don't mean you can battle me, you can actually drop rhymes. You can't beat me in anything. I know that you noticed this. You got better chances breakdancing with broken wrists, and I get more pissed every day. I see these wanna BGs on TVs across the lands and kids buying the CDs. While people like me be flown for years and nobody cares. Got bad luck like black cats and broken mirrors. You might be spent with ammunition, but you're always missing me. You're never getting up, and then I lit them up like Christmas trees. You got lost a long time ago, like a slut's virginity. My spinities, infinity flows on a killing spree, killing a million G's. I'll make you lose your dignity with hostility. I don't remember the rest, but yeah.
Hey,
That's all I wanted to do.
There it is.
Yeah, well, that's what.
I'm guessing they didn't boo you that day. Right?
Nah. Yeah, I ended up getting mad love. It was crazy because like after that, everybody got all hyped and people thought I was like signed to Shady Records and coming up to me asking for autographs and shit. They're like, "Oh, you're the new Shady artist. Let me get the autograph." I'm just going along with it and shit, you know.
Right.
So hey,
all right.
So look,
give me that pen.
So hey, look. Let me ask you this: when you went home that night, and you was and you was all alone, everything was quiet, and the rumbling stopped in your ears, like and the bass stopped. What was you thinking, man?
I mean, I honestly, bro, it was just kind of surreal to me, you know.
Right.
Hey, where are the white women at?
There, that's what he was thinking.
Oh, the CD? Yeah. I'm dropping the CD still. Who's that? Supreme?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, like this is what I'm doing right now. That album is already done.
Okay.
That album's in the vault right now. And my CD was actually kind of funny. I feel like it's important to me, even if it doesn't matter to nobody. I wanted my first CD that I'm dropping, like my new album that I want to drop.
Right.
It's important for me the first one that I do for it to be produced all by me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to, because you know the one like the album that Supreme's talking about. I got beats from him. Right. I got beats from my boy Gates, which is cool. Right. I love working with other producers.
Right.
And did
you know what I'm saying?
Did you do stuff with like Big Hurt and
Yeah, I got song with Big Hurt.
Okay.
So like but my first album, since it's been so long since I dropped an album,
right.
I want to be the one who produces it, the one who mixes it, the one who masters it, the one who writes it, the one who raps it. Yeah. I want to be the one who does literally everything.
Right.
I'm gonna put on the screen.
That's important. That's important for sure.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah, and I already got over 10 songs right now, but usually when I do an album, I try to have at least like 20 songs and go from there.
This was looks like 3 years ago, but
have a few steps back.
Oh, that's
there it goes. The one with Joey A. Yep.
This is dope. I try to make it down.
Don't give up. Don't quit. Stay consistent.
Yeah, my boy Gates made the beat.
Damn.
Killing that shit. I do this for my peeps, I do this for the streets, I do this for my dogs, we all gotta eat. I try to escape, but I got caught by the beast, so I'ma stay wide awake while y'all fall asleep. So I'ma go harder, I gotta go harder. Every CD I sold and every flow that I started, I'ma go harder, I gotta go harder. Even if I had to sacrifice my life just like a martyr. I've been doing this for years, this is blood, sweat, and tears. Plus respect and fear, but I'm a fucking wreck, I swear. I've been lost, so lost. My dog gets airlane, but I'm a boss, don't need a floss. All the time that's irritating, I ain't staying in no lane. Creating my own road, I ain't playing no more games. I've been making my own dough. I'm invested in myself, man, cause mama went through hell, man. I care about myself, and finally got a health plan. Well, damn, kill that shit and fuck if they ain't feeling it. I'm busted cause I'm still legit and crush it like I'm militant. We'll commit to my dream. Been doing my thing. Some people got it. I'm a product of the 90s when hip hop was grimy before it got shiny. When rappers had to advertise by strategizing, rhyme me. Ask my cousin Jaime by sacrifices I bleed. Ask me, I'm still a suicide king. I do this for my peeps. I do this for the
Suicide Kings.
I tried.
Yeah.
I got caught by the beast, so I'm a
I'll stop it. I don't know if you.
I always thought that was a dope ass name, man.
Guys, I gotta pop off like real hot second. My phone is doing something funny. I'm literally doing
Funny.
It's all good.
No, that was 3 years ago. So shout out to Joey and all the guys.
For sure.
I saw that someone else made the beat. Somebody else.
Yeah, that's my boy Gates. He goes by BJ. His act BJ Gates.
Yeah, that sounds so familiar, man. I think that name's getting bigger, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He produced for a lot of Detroit artists, like quite a bit too, like well-known Detroit artists.
I think I could be wrong. I don't know if you're familiar with Drink Champs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I heard his name. I think I heard his name on there a couple times, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Really, really familiar, bro. I know I heard it. So
yeah, he produces for all kinds of people, especially in Detroit too.
Right.
So I'm gonna go back to the proof at Bazooki's. How crazy was that, man, with the girls and stuff in there? Because I know
it was.
I got a lot of photos there, so I'm just, if I'm with proof,
I'll take a couple of LAUNers. I'll take a couple down there.
I'm getting mad head in there, So that's.
No, yeah, it was pretty crazy, bro. Like, and that we had a bunch of crazy nights just hanging out at different bars and saying rapping.
Right.
I mean, that's so you with my music.
You hung out with Proof. Like, did you ever hang out with Proof after the first time you met him? Did you guys hang out and stuff like that? Like, and just
we hung out over easily the whole year. The first when I first met him, the first year.
Right.
We hung out at least probably 20 times. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. And you know what? And you were keeping it to yourself, and that's a good thing.
yeah. I wasn't trying to
it wasn't really nothing. Right. No, I mean, that was out of respect. It's just doing the humanly thing. I mean, but once you told,
and that was before too, before social media was popping,
Right.
So I wasn't I don't think I might have been posting, but
Right.
So it was just crazy because go ahead, Drake. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so when you heard that he passed, what was your thoughts?
I mean, it was pretty
right.
It's just shocking, because you didn't really expect that. Because how everything kind of went down, or supposedly there's different stories, and it just doesn't seem like something that he would there's something that just wouldn't happen with him.
Right. Yeah,
people showed him love so much. It's just it was kind of crazy how it was weird too. Is we after a couple years of us hanging out, we had a little falling out. Nothing crazy, but we just didn't talk to each other hardly anymore.
Right.
And I actually reconnected with him 2 months, maybe 2 or 3 months before he passed away.
Damn.
Because I was at a battle, and I was the runner up of the battle, and the person who won the battle. It was called the Spit Fest. The Spit Fest 2005 or 2004 or something like that.
Right.
And I was the runner-up. And whoever won the actual whole thing was supposed to get a record deal with Proof. Okay. So Proof was there. So since I'm the runner-up, he already knew who the hell I was because we go back from 4 or 5 years ago, you know?
Yeah, I remember.
So he comes up to me and he's like, damn, well, how you been, bro? And then I'm like, damn, what's crazy?
Shit.
And he's like, damn, that was sweet. That is that. And then I'm telling him how I make beats now. And he's like, I need to check some stuff out. And he ended up giving me his card, ended up giving me his number. So we ended up calling me up, and we were supposed to like pretty much reconnect. And then like 5-6 weeks later, he ended up, that whole shit went down and he passed away.
Yeah, damn, man. Yeah, I feel like he got set up, man. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to talk too much on it because I don't know and be that guy. But yeah, it's just that shit. Like you could feel the blow. You could feel the blow back then, you know?
Yeah, it was crazy.
So what? I know you've been doing this rap thing, and I know you have a day job. So what's next for Foo? I know you said you're releasing your album. Do you know when it's dropping? You know,
I'm shooting for
man.
I mean, I was not gonna do the single amount. I mean, it doesn't even pop up like that no more, anyways. You know,
Right.
That was good for the time, but it's like now it's not like nothing. But I want to shoot for like around the fall this year.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like October, November, something like that. And like I said, the reason I recorded, I got so many different projects ready. I want to be able to consistently drop like 2 to 3 albums a year.
Okay.
For the next few years. And I feel like if I already got 100 or 200 songs done, I don't have to go crazy on actually creating music. I can focus on promoting the music, you know?
Yeah, and if you wanted to tweak anything and all that, you could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
You still have a manager, or you're doing it all by yourself now?
Oh yeah, I'm by myself nowadays. I don't have a manager. But I do have a like my old manager from back in the days. I mean, he's like directing movies now. He does shit with Ice Cube. I still have all these connections from like years. You know, from like so many people I've known, producers, managers, right? And a lot of them are doing. Some people made it. Like even I was real cool with Helluva. Helluva was somebody who he produces for everybody and their mama nowadays.
He was kind of like a little bit of a mentor to you, right? Am I right? Or
yeah. Well, me and him, that's just kind of crazy how that happened too. Was I met Helluva like randomly too with my manager at the time. This is way back 2000, 99, 2000, something like that.
Right.
This was before he was actually even really well known. Right. Like he was producing in his basement, making stuff off the Triton. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you telling me that, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and at the time we were buying beats off him. My manager was investing money, so like,
Helluva was I remember you telling me.
Yeah, he would charge us like $200 a beat and stuff. This is actually how Helluva. I actually helped Helluva out a lot at the time because at the time Helluva was like, look, if you introduce me to Proof, because I already met Proof at the time and was cool with him. He knew I was about to do some songs with Proof. Because Proof already agreed to it.
Favor for a favor.
So Helluva was like, look, if you introduce me to Proof, I'll give you like 10 beats for free. You know what I'm saying? And he also
that's a lot of money. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. That's a great
deal.
Well,
I mean he's charging $250 a beat, you know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah.
And he wanted to get on one of the songs. So he was like, let me get on a song and let me produce the 2 songs and I'll throw you like 10 beats for free. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. So he just started giving me beats. So when we finally came down to me doing songs with Proof, Helluva was on one of the songs. Okay. You know, for that reason, that was the deal we made.
Right.
And so I introduced him right when Proof comes in. He's listening to the beats we're about to rap over. Proof wrote the shit right then and there, 20 minutes.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's the topic? What are we talking about? This song's called "You Trying Too Hard." We're talking about when people be trying too hard to be cool and da. All right, bet it up. You know what I'm saying? 20 minutes, his verse is done. He's doing how they always do the ad libs in the background, like he did my ad libs, he did Helluva's. He was already good at that.
He was probably already rolling a blunt in the middle towards the end of writing his shit.
Yeah, he was like. So at the time when he's listening to the beats, he's just like, who made this beat, And I'm like, oh, it's my boy Helluva, So I introduced him, Helluva, just Proof, Damn. And he's like, oh, that's what's up. And he's like, this beat's dope. It was funny too, because he used to always play jokes. He was a clown, he used to clown around all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I love this beat, man. I really, really like this beat. That don't mean I like you. I might not like you at all. You know what I'm saying? But I like this beat.
But he was saying stuff like that to keep you on your toes and shit. Like Don't get too big headed, right? That's probably why he. I mean,
what's crazy though? What that end up leading to? Right. What? What's his name? At the time, Proof had a manager. I forget his name was something Mike.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was they ended up really liking Helluva's music, his beats, you know.
Right.
So eventually, Proof's manager became Helluva's manager.
Wow.
You know, it took some time, but that opened up the doors a lot for Helluva. Now at the time, they had this $1 million studio right by. It was already between Southwest, right here by like between the downtown and Southwest.
Okay.
So Proof's manager didn't like me for what? Yeah, there goes Jew Mike. That was his name. Supreme knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
So at the time, Helluva was trying to get us involved. Yeah, it was Mike. It was the cousins of Mark and Jeff Bass, who was Eminem's producers.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
It's his cousins.
I know those last names. Damn.
Yeah, so it was his cousin.
Yeah.
So at the time, Helluva was trying to like get me involved in everything because he knew that by me getting involved with Proof, that led to him producing songs with Proof. It led to him to this manager becoming him. It led to a lot. So
gave him the connection.
Yeah, Jeff Bass.
It flipped around so quickly.
Yeah.
Right next to Tom.
He wanted to get me involved, and he's like, "Hey man, you need to come to the studio." So he would throw me on songs, and he would do this. I would always be in the studio with him.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that guy, his Proof's manager, he did not like me. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I don't see this happening. I don't like this kid. And then Helluva would always hype me up. Bro, are you listening to what this guy's saying? Listen to his raps. Like, what are you talking about? This dude's crazy. And he's like, I don't know. I don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? And Helluva was like, but at the time, Helluva he would give this is a $1 million studio.
Right.
He would literally give me the key. Me and Supreme knows because he would give me and Supreme the key after midnight. They would leave.
Oh shit!
And he'd be like, "Here's the key to the studio. You guys go record." So we're recording this minute. We're sneaking in this $1 million studio recording shit.
Right. Oh my god.
And he would later, because Helluva, you know, he would end up engineering for them and this and that. But he did look out. He did try to get us involved as much as possible. It just didn't happen the same way, you know.
What the fuck?
But it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
So is Jew Mike still around?
I don't know about if he's still around. I mean, obviously Helluva's still around. You know what I'm saying?
Are you still cool with him, with Helluva?
Yeah. I've actually I talked to him not too long ago.
Right.
Yeah, there it goes. He was hard to work with. He didn't like Supreme neither.
Wow.
For whatever reasons, I don't know what it was, but he just.
Yeah.
And like I said, they would hype me up too. Helluva would be like, "Bro, listen to this song and listen to this."
Right.
Like I had this one song. It was actually Supreme did the beat. It was called "Life and Death."
Right.
And like I'm rapping, like the first verse is like I'm rapping the perspective of life in general.
Right.
And the beat's like really angelic. The beat's like it's a real angelic beat. Right. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the beat, it like cuts off real dark, and it goes to like, and I'm deaf, and I'm rapping the perspective of death, taking people's souls. What happens?
Right. Damn.
So like
that's a story.
Yeah, he showed him this, and Helluva was like, "Bro, this is like Eminem level shit, bro. Are you listening?"
Right.
And the guy would just be like, I don't know. I'm not digging it."
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, so
that's crazy, man. Well, fuck him from the sports mouth. Fuck him, but damn, man.
Well, I just say DreamWorks. He got to deal with DreamWorks. Are you still with DreamWorks? I wonder if he is or not. Do you know, Fu?
Supreme?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, he's doing some dope logos. He be doing some dope ass logos, man. So
there you go. So who's going to Vegas? What's in Vegas, man? JR, what's in Vegas July 12th?
Supreme got him a deal with DreamWorks. Yeah.
You're breaking up. So it's 2020. You're going to be, you said, in the fall sometime. You're producing stuff. Anything else in the works for you, Fu?
I mean, I just really want to focus on just dropping consistently like I was back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not somebody who like neither. I don't really hold like. You know, some rappers when they get older, if they didn't like blow up as much as they should, they become bitter and they're like angry and all that. You know, like I'm not like that because most of my friends to this day, you know, I met through music. Most of my best friends to this day are all music related.
Right.
Okay.
So like I look at it like most of my best memories, most of my good friends all came through music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though I might have not blown up like this or that, it's still been an awesome experience altogether. You know?
Right. That's awesome, man.
That's awesome, man. have that outlook. You're like,
Absolutely.
I've gone to the mountaintop, and maybe I didn't, I wasn't on the puffy thing, but hey, it is,
No, you wore flashy suits, don't lie. Once in a while, but hey, you know what? And man, I don't want to kiss. I don't want to kiss. I don't want my lips to fall off kissing ass. But Dreek knows how much we've been a supporter of you, man. We've been such a big supporter of you from day one, man. And I used to always tell him, like, Dreek, come on, man, like damn, man, let's do something with him, like take him under your wing and this and that, and he always had so many things going on. So, but you already know, man. You already know how much love we got for you.
Coming on, man, taking the time, I know, especially with the chaotic that's going on.
Yeah, it was, the flood was insane.
Yeah,
too, I was thinking
no power. What the fuck?
Once I dropped these, a lot of people, they expect people to help them out. You know what I'm saying, with the music and stuff.
Right.
And I don't really expect anybody to help me out. But if people can help me out eventually, once I drop a bunch of music, you always got to do your part. This is one thing I see with artists all the time. They always want people to help them out, but they don't even got an album. They don't got nothing out yet,
Right.
You got to have, you got to be doing it on your own, dropping albums, dropping songs. And then people are going to be attracted to that and want to help you out.
Right.
Just like back in the day, so many people helped me out more then, but that's because I was dropping CDs every damn 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So I showed people I'm serious, and then they're going to come and help.
They wanted to be a part of that ride with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I looked at it. But I always would show respect. Like, okay, like you would play certain songs for us when you wanted us to hear shit.
Yeah.
And Big Pons, God rest his soul, he'd be like, man, come on, man, put that shit on there. You know how Big Pons was like, man, play that shit, fuck that, this and that. Like, you know what I mean? He and you would be like, chill out, man, like, what the fuck? Or you would just go home and take your shit.
So let me ask you a question before you go. So what do you think about hip hop as now rap artists? What do you think about them when you see like a guy, and I can't think of his damn name, but that
6ix9ine.
No,
and people
I'm talking about the fucking rap artists. They got the blood in the shoes, and
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
Right.
He's homosexual. What do you think of when you see something like that now?
I mean, honestly, this is the way I look at it. I might have a different perspective because I'm an artist and producer and stuff.
Right.
But what I see, like, what the difference is between the hip hop when back in the '90s, what we grew up on,
right,
compared to now. Hip hop now, like back then, it wasn't nowhere near as big as it is now. You know what I'm saying? It's the number one genre around. So it's bigger, like just as big as rock and roll, right?
Right.
So when it comes to rock and roll, you got all these like subgenres in between rock and roll. You got like alternative rock, classic rock, punk rock. You know what I'm saying?
Soft rock, right?
Soft rock. It's the same thing with hip hop now.
Right.
It's not just rapping in bars and 90. You got like they're mixing in rock hip hop and pop hip hop, and they're mixing it with different genres. You know what I'm saying? So even though like certain artists might not be for me, I'm still cool with it because that's what they're doing, and they're in a different genre. It's not just regular rap, and you don't need to be hardcore lyricist every single time because you're not doing that hip hop. You're doing a different type of hip hop.
It's about evolving.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I don't even like.
Yeah.
And then how people were tripping, Lil Nas X, this is crazy. Like, bro, like it's the same thing with Marilyn Manson, and like it's not that big of a deal. It ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying?
Like you just didn't pay attention to the shit before, and now you're paying attention now, and it's bothering you.
All right. So thanks for answering that. So I'm going to ask you another subject. So we recently had somebody that was manager on.
Exactly.
She talks about the mental of artists, rap artists. You see a lot of these rap artists now.
Exactly what I said.
These rap artists committed suicide. These rap artists that are OD'ing. So she was basically saying, I think a lot of times when you become an artist, the reason why you're rapping or the reason why you're writing is because you're trying to get this that's in your head. You're trying to get this on paper. You're trying to get it. You know what I mean? You're trying to get it off your chest. Right. And she said a lot of people don't understand what artists go through of their mental stability. So you see this, she was basically just being an advocate and saying, look, I think that we need to have this for the artists. We need to have these groups talking about, what's going on in our lives, checking on the artists, because, there's something wrong with somebody that's committed suicide, especially if he's on top of the world and then, he commits suicide. So what's your thoughts on that? Because I know a lot of times, like Alex says or whatever, you get angry and you're like, you want to start writing because this is your outlet. So
yeah.
So that's why I was asking, just what's your thoughts of the mental capability or the mental status of hip hop artists now? Is that something you think they should focus on to help?
Yeah, it's like therapy.
Yeah, therapy to help artists.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like back in when, especially music's always kind of been a form of therapy for me,
Right.
Especially because music, I write a lot of personal stuff about experiences, what happened, everything. My music's super personal.
Right.
But as far as like these younger guys, I just think that some just don't realize. I think it just happens too fast. I mean, imagine just coming straight from high school, and you just had this dream, and all of a sudden you're having billions of plays, and this has happened. It's like so much pressure on these people.
A little bit of
and it's certain artists, not all of them, obviously, but it's just so much pressure that you get. It's so easy to slide into doing drugs and getting depressed because you feel like you got the world on your shoulder,
Right.
And like I could imagine, like when I was I was telling you when I first met Proof, and I'm on stage with Eminem and how great that was.
Right.
But like I could imagine if I blew up right then and there, and all of a sudden I'm selling millions of records, that would have been a lot of pressure on me.
Oh man.
So it's easy to slide into doing drugs or getting high and doing these things. So I just think that they need hip hop needs more mentors, like the older generation, to kind of teach this younger generation, like, look, man, you're gonna be okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be all right, man. Just don't let the pressure get to you. Teach them. There's a huge gap between the older generation and younger generation. It needs to get me a better reconnection.
Right. And I think that's kind of happened. With DMX and Shock G, the passings and stuff, and even other people like we, like back in the day, like I remember, everybody
definitely
was on, when Pac and Biggie died, but and then like I remember watching videos and everybody showing love to Big L, and nobody even like it wasn't as broadcasted about Big L, even though that was like one of the most, like he was like approved Tupac and Biggie rapped in one.
Yeah, Big L was crazy
when he died, and he had so much respect and love from everybody in the hip hop industry, like, and he doesn't even get that much praise to this day.
Yeah, I mean, besides like
it blows my mind. Like, oh my god, like because what he didn't make a platinum album, he didn't have a chance to, but he had so much respect from the underground, and I'm sure that means more to him and his family and everything. More than anything.
I mean, he'll still be a legend forever. I mean, if you go on some of his plays, there's like 50 million views, 30, 40 million. So
that's right. And
so I got to ask you the last question, and then Tori or Alex want to ask you a question. So when you see like a Master P that says, "I want to own," or "I want to coach," I want to coach the Pelicans. What's your thoughts on that?
Or start a wrestling.
I mean, I feel like they're just branching out. I mean, because even like certain people like Master P, Puffy, Jay-Z, they're not even just rappers; they're businessmen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And they're running like empires nowadays. Where they're
right.
I mean, Master P was never really a rapper. Everybody would write for him, produce for him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, but he was the one who put up the money and all that. So it's not I'm not talking like I'm not downing him or anything like that.
For sure.
But he was the. He was the businessman. He was he had the smarts. He had the money to put up. He put everybody on.
What did he always
So I feel like it's just another business move. You know what I'm saying? Whatever can make him more money in business, and good for him.
Right. What did he always say? It's hard being a businessman.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Sorry, someone just texted me. Q. I always forget to change it from friends to public when we do on my personal page. So
all good.
Shout out to Q. It's on all the it's on all the platforms. So we want to appreciate, man. Thanks again for the beat.
Yeah, bro. Finally got you on. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all remember the
You're breaking up,
Funny,
Tori.
the funny.
I didn't hear you, Tori.
Yeah, we're breaking up.
Oh no.
It's all good.
All together. Damn.
Free to come on when you drop your album. Much love, man. Hopefully the chaos in Detroit is fixed.
So
Yeah, I gotta go finish cleaning this carpet now. I got
Crazy,
big blood.
bro. It's crazy over here. I know, man. What the fuck?
I know. I don't know what's going on.
I was about to put my floaties
But
on.
now,
and shit.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was about to put my floaties on last night, bro. Driving to the store. What the fuck? It was crazy. I didn't know it was that bad out last night, but yeah.
So much love, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Tell you said what's up, and you guys have a good one, brother.
Straight up, fool. Hey, thanks a
All
lot,
right, too.
man. Hey,
Yeah, man. I'll love to join again once I got the album coming out and
sure.
see what's
Yeah.
popping. You know.
Hey, don't forget to put me on the credits, man. Weasel or Sports Mouth, it don't matter, bro. You know. I'm just joking. Hey, thanks a lot,
I got
bro.
you.
And I'll get with you, man, for sure.
All right, for sure. All right, I'll holler at y'all.
God bless, bro.
All right, peace.
So, Alex, how bad is it, man?
It's bad. So hurry up, because I gotta go. It's bad, man. And like I said, we're used to like the underneath the viaducts being flooded and stuff. But when you drive, I'm driving down, side streets and they're flooded. I'm like, oh my God. But like you told, I didn't know that happened, like to what you told me. So it's crazy, man. And I'm getting tired of sitting in this truck.
You're breathing heavy. You're breathing heavy. So, all right. Well, we'll move on with the show.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to look up nothing, so I'm just gonna go on.
Can I be heard? Am I heard right now or no?
Yeah, I can hear you, Tori.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if y'all could hear me. I was trying to ask him his link if somebody wanted to check out and get a beat from him, but
Right. Oh no. We'll make sure he shares
post
it.
it. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
I want to know where
Oh my God.
where people can find him.
What, JR? What you doing in New York?
Oh, you're in New York. You freaking Yankees, stay over there.
So we'll move on with the show. And I know you can actually. I can give his Instagram, and that's where he actually you can contact.
He's on there. He's on Instagram.
Listen, my son is listening to beats all day long.
He can go
all day long, talking to people all day long. I already know Dom is gonna want to check out his shit.
Yeah, just like what I'll put it back on the screen. This is his Instagram handle.
Yeah, tell your son to go to Instagram. He'll have a ball. I mean, he's got beats all days on there, going back to like 6 months ago. So
he's working with a guy right now in Australia that is literally, he wakes up to like 6 beats in his inbox. And I don't know if this guy really has just taken a liking to him and he's really known over there, but his beats are fire. And he's always looking for, new producers and somebody who's got some. He literally he's so talented. I'm so proud of him. He'll play a beat, and then as soon as he plays it, he just starts rapping to it. And I'm like, damn.
James getting high off his own supply, huh?
Yeah,
he really is. He can really rap to anything. So it's cool, and I love to hear the way he twists the words and makes them mean more than just one thing. I'm like, that was fucking dope. So yeah, definitely, I'm gonna have him check him out.
Check him out. So all right, I don't really didn't know who this rapper was, but the Gift of Gab, Black Alicia's rapper, died at 50. Do you know who he was, Tori?
I do not.
Says the rapper Gift of Gab was one half of a famed Bay Area. The dude Black Alicia's has died. The rapper, whose real name was Timothy J. Parker, died last Friday, according to Hip Hop Collective. First told Rolling Stones, Tim perfectly departed the earth to be with his ancestors, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who he was, but I guess he was big.
50 is so young.
Yeah, 50.
Did they say how?
Looks like he was a big guy, so I don't know. I don't want to say that.
Maybe some health things going on.
Right.
Well, rest in peace. Yeah, that's sad. 50 so young. We're all right there. I mean, y'all are right there. I'm not right there, but
not right there. So a French woman who killed her abusive husband walks out after a sentencing. A French woman who was admitted to killing her husband after nearly 2 decades of abuse left the court a free woman on Friday evening to loud applause from well-wishers. Valerie Babcock was sentenced for 4 years in prison, with 3 of those suspended. She was released because she already spent a year in prison. I would like to thank the court and support. So it was reversed? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, they credited her. She got sentenced to 4, but they credited her 3 of them, so she only had to serve the 1. And I'm sure she probably got some kind of credit for the days that she, the initial arrest. But I mean, 2 decades of abuse. Do you blame her for snapping?
No.
How do you? I don't condone murder. I'm not telling you to go out and kill people, but somebody puts you through that much mental, emotional, physical, everything, all the anguish you can think of, and torture, because a decade is torture. That's not just a couple incidences. That's torture. Right. You can't expect somebody's mental state to be all there to not snap, to not be, want revenge, to not be in just this trauma. So, I mean, I probably would have been one of those people standing outside clapping for her, picking her up, or finding out what she needed and sending her commentary. So it is what it is. Keep your hands off people. Don't abuse others, and you won't make a bitch snap.
Bitch snap. So, I didn't talk about this story, but the guy that was friends with the Wahlbergs, Nacho, he died, but we didn't talk about it. But they said he OD'd on cocaine. So that's
really
his death was he's OD'd on cocaine according to the death certificate. So he was
how much did he do?
He was a big guy, and he probably did a lot of coke. He was 54 years old.
Yeah, I'm sure he was probably doing it often. Wow.
Yeah.
54. God, so young.
So young.
Yeah, so that's the second death Wahlburgers have had recently.
Yeah, I know he was on a show, you know what I mean? So.
Well, Mark
they were making fun of him, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was an easy target, but they probably had that banner. That was their thing. You know how you guys are. You guys make fun of each other or talk shit to each other, but they really had love for him.
Right.
Or he wouldn't have been on the show. He made a good character on the show. He was a friend.
Right. So it was yesterday where the condo fell in Miami. And they're saying there's over 100 people unaccounted for. This whole fucking building collapsed and trapping people. They're still, they're saying 159 people were unaccounted for. I can't believe that shit. It looked like
this was a residential. This was a building.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was not. I'll bring it on the screen. I don't think this is trademarked or
so crazy. I have so many friends in Miami too. I wonder where. Like, I gotta look. Man, how scary! I can't even imagine being in my home and all of a sudden everything collapses.
I know.
Yeah, trigger warning. This is oh my God.
It was just horrific. The first thoughts that came to mind were the images of 9/11. Just the building being destroyed. Debris everywhere.
It's hard to imagine how this happened. I've lived in Miami Beach. I was born here, and the building just didn't fall down.
It was built in 1980. $12 stories. and it hasn't been determined yet how it happened. Yeah, it's crazy because it's like it looked like it was blown up, like like the tower. Like
it looks like it looks like there was two did you see one and then two?
Yeah, but they
or it was the result of one was the result of the other, but instantly that took me back to 9/11 right there. Man, thoughts, prayers, vibes, healing, energy, all of that goes out to those families and the families of the victims and the whole city of Miami, the state of Florida, because there's so many people that are there that are being affected right now by this. Right. Even if they didn't know somebody, they're emotionally triggered by this because this is their community. So, man, I have no word. Just,
So Derek Chauvin's sentence was he had 22.5 years in death, and George Floyd. I'll play the audio clip.
Hey, Lily, I need a new.
That's Lily, but she's from AT&T. So AT&T is sponsoring the show.
Hey, Lily girl.
She's got some.
I get that cousin discount.
Did you know that? She's got some huge tits.
Who the fuck is? I thought Lily was just like a made up thing. This is a.
The AT&T girl. She's got some big hooters.
Oh, I don't even know who she is.
Oh, look her up, Lily.
Lily. Oh, okay. I'll have to check her out. Check out the AT&T girl.
Because it's not the appropriate time. I'm not basing my sentence also on public opinion. I'm not basing it on any attempt to send any messages.
So he asked for a retrial and they denied.
A trial court judge, the job of a trial court judge is to apply the law to specific facts and to deal with individual cases. And so, Mr. Chauvin, as to count one, based on the verdict of the jury finding you guilty of unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony under Minnesota Statute 609.19 subdivision 2 paren 1, it is the judgment of the court that you now stand convicted of that offense. Pursuant to Minnesota Statute section 609.04, counts 2 and 3 will remain unadjudicated as they are lesser offenses of count 1. As sentenced for count 1, the court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive sentence of 150 months. This is based on your abuse of a position of trust and authority, and also the particular cruelty shown to George Floyd. You're granted credit for 199 days already served. Pay the mandatory surcharge of $78 to be paid from prison wages. You're prohibited from possessing firearms, ammunition, or explosives for the remainder of your life.
Wow.
Provide a DNA sample as required by law. Register as a predatory offender as required by law. And then you will receive a copy of the order and also the attached memorandum explaining the court's analysis. Anything further from the state?
If this needs to be said, we just ask that it be executed forthwith.
Defendant is remanded to the custody of the sheriff to be transported back to.
So 22 years, I know that doesn't give his life back. Do you think that's a valid sentence?
No, I personally don't. I think he should have a life for a life. I think he should have got life.
So let me ask you a question. When he gets in there, I got to be honest with you. What I just heard, to me, his life is over. So
absolutely. I mean, yeah, his life is over, but there's going to be a time where he gets to come out and see his family again.
I know, but let's say
he lives that long.
22 years, he comes out. I mean, you're the guy that killed George Floyd. Like, your life is over. So do you?
Yeah, he's over.
Do you think he commits suicide in prison? That's how I think he's going to do.
I mean, he's a coward, so it's not out of the question. He's a coward. He's somebody who abused power. He's somebody who that's how he got off on things, and now he all that's been taken from him, and he has to pay the price. So
I'm down, brother.
Honestly, I don't think that that's a far fetched a far-fetched thing to say that's going to happen and a prediction. So I guess we'll just wait and see. But in 22 years, I mean, he's going to be an old man, and what's he going to do? But again, an old man that gets to see his family. George will never get to see his children. He'll never get to see his family again, and they'll never get to see him. So even though his life is over, he still has something that George doesn't have and that he took from him and everybody that loved him. So I personally, I'm an eye for an eye kind of person. You know, play petty games, win petty prizes. It's happening.
So, I mean, that's valid. I mean, you think, hey, Alex, you're back on now. You think he got sentenced to 22 years for killing George Floyd.
0.5, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, 2.5. 22 and a half.
You know what? And maybe I'm being
right.
petty. I was like, they couldn't fucking round it off and just give him 30 years.
Right.
30 years.
Fuck, man. I mean, for real, like, what the fuck is 22.5? I was like, what does that mean? I don't think I've ever seen that. Ever.
I get confused.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean, though? But what does that mean? I think maybe I'm looking into it too hard. But what does that mean? Like, Tori, do you think
what was
that
the person
like,
of the,
why would they do
what
a
was the purpose of the 0.5?
When have you ever seen that, though? Am I overthinking it? Or like, when have you ever seen that? I've never seen that.
No, I agree. I
don't know what that means.
Off the top of my head, but
is that something that helped him down the road, parole wise, or what? You know, I just maybe, like I said, right? Like I said, maybe I'm overthinking it or something. But I was like, what the fuck does that like? What?
He's gonna be kept.
Is that his temperature? Or like, you know what I mean?
He's going to be protected. He's going to be kept in seclusion.
Right.
I'd hate to think this, but I'm going to throw it out there. There's going to be guards that are going to favor with him and that are going to treat him better than he should have been treated.
I mean, you know what?
He was a police officer. And then there's going to be some who want nothing to fucking do with him. So, you know, I mean, we'll never know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, though.
You're right. You know what? And I guess it goes back to like what Fu was talking about. It kind of goes back to like, it's not about, you know, what you know, it's about who you know and stuff like that. And that sucks. Yeah. It sucks for the bad.
What it sucks is,
you know what I mean? Like, it's good
George,
for the good, but
I say let him off the population and
right.
let it all handle.
I'm just saying though, that sucks. I hate that phrase, but
like,
it's true. It's true. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is about who you know.
You'll be lucky if he lasts 12 months. You let him out in population.
That sucks.
That's where he'd be going. Mm-hmm. Oh, not on the
end. And you're kind of breaking up. So
I know.
I don't know what the. Oh my God! Listen, I'm about to go find a Comcast spot, and I'm about to just tomato. I'm gonna leave it.
Oh, he's gone. So Kamala Harris makes.
We're all fucked up today.
Kamala Harris makes it to the border. Finally, you know, I sent you that meme, and she's like, "I'm here." I think she was out.
I'm here now. What? And it said all over the border, like a Taco Bell.
She visits the southern border in El Paso. So a lot of people,
some bullshit, man.
A lot of Republicans because she's at El Paso border, and they saying that she needs to go deeper into this, because she needs to see what's really going on at like Laredo's border and stuff like that. So, so she's getting a lot of criticism, but I'm glad she made it down there. She needs to see firsthand what actually is going on, so you know they can see if they can fix this madness. We'll stay in politics. Alex is gone. I don't know where he's been. He's all black. Your favorite?
Here he comes.
My favorite buddy, Rudy Giuliani, loses his law license in New York, and he
that piece of monkey trash.
He said it's all Trump's fault.
Hated him.
Hey, everybody, you know what trips me out? Hold on, Drake. I don't mean to cut you off, but I do mean to cut you off. So,
you do.
What is it crazy to me? Because like back when the Twin Towers thing happened,
Everybody liked him.
Rudy was a love.
I was like, where?
Yeah, we thought he was doing
and
great.
then when I seen with the Donald Trump, when that shows you how much poison can interject with a person's life, I guess, because I didn't know he was associated with Donald Trump. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
They in New York.
The wool got pulled off.
All that shit. I'm not surprised, but I'm just saying. I was like, where did this guy come out being a bad guy? Everybody loved him like he was the next, like he was Gandhi back in the day.
Well, we all thought
I
he
was like, oh my God,
we're empathetic. No.
He's not wearing a mask, Tori. Not wearing a mask. Oh my God. I was like, what is who is this guy?
Ass piece of shit. That's who he is. A whole
He can't practice the law for the time being because the lawyer that he was doing on behalf of former Donald Trump, according to new documents obtained by TMZ, New York suspended Rudy's practice in the law in New York, finding GIULIANI false, misleading statements in the court. So
definitely a hashtag SDE. Right?
Yes.
I just was like, oh my God, like I thought this guy
more Trump stuff.
He had us all fooled for a hot minute.
Trump organization. That's why I hate New York. I'm telling you, I hate it.
New York.
I got friends in New York. I got some friends. In New York and Brooklyn and shit. So.
You know what? That's cool. Like I don't want to say hate. I hate using that word, but
they hate him too.
But
they
look,
hate him too.
I just want to go to Madison Square Garden and I'll be good. I'll love New York after that. That's all.
Yeah, you'll like it if you go.
It's all good.
It's not for
I'm
everybody.
not gonna like the people. But
Detroit people can really, it's not for everybody. But Detroit people can hang.
And I might even wear Yankee hat because I don't want to get beat up wearing a D hat.
We got that on record. You might not say that too loud.
Too loud.
Yankees
suck. So Trump organization is expected to face criminal charges in Manhattan, says and so a lot of problems are happening in New York, and I'll play this clip.
It's the Trump organization as soon as next week, according to a Trump defense lawyer who says that the move by the Manhattan DA's office is, quote, outrageous. Chief investigative reporter Jonathan Dean's tracking these breaking developments. John.
Yeah, Donald Trump himself is not expected to be charged in what his own lawyers say is an expected criminal tax-related case against the Trump organization and one company executive. Donald Trump has argued the investigation by the Manhattan DA is politically motivated. Trump's veteran defense lawyer Ron Fischetti today added, "I've been practicing for over 50 years, and I've never seen a case like this. It's never been done." And they are doing it.
Trump.
Oh my God! Why is he being investigated?
Oh,
Leave him
why
alone.
is he even talking? I know, right? Absurd. Absurd. How dare us? How dare us even think?
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Throw the whole up.
I'm trying to be professional, but I can't hear shit like that.
I'm trying to be professional, he said. Whole ass lie.
Why is he being investigated? The people ask, like, what the fuck?
Hair.
No, I'm just saying.
Hair. Yeah. There you go. That's a real prophecy.
Look, I'm pretty sure there's never gonna ever be another guy that runs for president involved in a presidency.
Not pretty sure. Let's fucking pray and hope
that will ever be talked about like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Just hearing all that. Every time it pops up about him, I start feeling sick. I'm like, oh, I feel cautious. Fuck. I don't even want to talk about him. My God, his energy, small dick.
Like he should give the world a lifetime supply of Pepto-Bismol.
There you go.
For real.
You make me sick.
Yeah. Guts. Every time his name's mentioned.
To my stomach.
We'll jump over to sports. Oscar De La Hoya is aiming to.
Was he wearing leggings again, or
no? He's aiming to make a big comeback in boxing history.
Oh, that's cute. That sounds really cute.
There's leggings.
Rounds for July 9th, big card. Three of your fighters, Ines Estrada.
I love the people.
And Jose Jr. It's a nice way to come back to Los Angeles with that kind of card.
It is, man. We're excited because that triple header it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I mean, the fact that Ramirez is headlining against Barrera, who is never in a dull fight, and the fact that Barrera knows that it's maybe his last big opportunity. He's the clock swinging, so I feel that Ramirez will have his hands full July 9th, but I'm sure he'll come out victorious. Hopefully he'll pull it out. I know he's training hard. I know he's working like a madman in the gym, and he's ready from what we hear. So we expect a great fight, and then Jojo stepping up against Fortuna, which we're excited about because this guy's have his hands full.
I don't want to hear this. So he's
that's a good fight. That's a good fight.
So what's your thoughts, Alex?
I care more about the undercard he just talked about than I do him or whoever he is. You know what, man? You know what? Back in the day, Oscar De La Hoya really didn't do too much talking. And obviously, I know, he's a promoter. He took over Golden Boy Promotions and stuff. But man, he needs to stop talking sometimes. I'm like, oh my God. For real, man. I mean, he says some outrageous shit sometimes. I don't know. I mean, look, they're boxers, bro. I'm sure he's got, I hope he doesn't have no form of CTE or nothing, but he just been punched too many times, man. It's like, I don't know. I liked him as a fighter. I hate when he promotes shit. He just needs to just keep it short and sweet and shut up, man. Because he's hurting himself. And I love Oscar De La Hoya to death, man. You know what I mean? I don't love him as much as the women did back in the 90s, but I love him to death as a fighter. And I know he loves the sport and all that stuff like that, But sometimes it's like, God, I feel like, okay, he's out of the game. He's going to get back into it. And they don't know how to leave it alone. So they say things out the top of their head without thinking, for whatever reason, to get back in the spotlight. And he's been doing that with Canelo. He's been doing that with like 50 Cent. And I'm like, why are these guys talking to each other? Like, what do they have in common that, you know what I mean, other than having money? So I love De La Hoya. I want him to stop talking less and just promote these young boxers. Because he has a great team, man, and I want boxing to go back to what it used to be, or as close as it can be. But when I hear him talking, it's just it's just like Mayweather and shit, like talking and just like he pokes his head out like the little turtle he is when he wants to get some limelight, and that's what I hate about it. If you love the sport of boxing, fucking show it, man. Show it in more ways the way you grew up on it. So I get tired of hearing all these interviews and all this shit. I'm getting mad now just thinking about it. But it's like, I'm fucking tired of it because it pisses me off. I love the sport so much, man. And I'm getting tired of all this other bullshit, charity events and all this shit. Like, what the fuck? Where are the real fighters? And I'm hoping and praying that when Errol Spence fights Manny Pacquiao next month, that we come back to some fucking reality with the fans and everything, and just people will want to fight, and it'll wake all the fighters up that really actually want to fight, and fuck all this talking shit, man. I'm tired. We heard Don King for years, bro. I don't want to hear De La Hoya. Nobody can do it better than Don King. I don't want to hear De La Hoya talk. So there you have it.
Alex,
I'm sorry. I digress. I'm sorry.
Alex didn't have his coffee.
I digress.
God, I'm trying to digress. I'm sorry. God damn it.
He's sitting in a river right now. Okay?
I know. I mean, it's all of this shit.
He's in a fucking river. He's in his car. Don't fucking ask him about this shit.
I'm trying to throw some uppercuts and shit and body shots, but I'm trying.
Alex didn't have his coffee today, so he was
scorched earth, motherfucker.
Thank you for that, and that's why I'm wearing my bad boy shirt. I'm just pissed off.
Hey,
So we'll jump over to wrestling.
I just packed mine up.
Alex's love boy John Cena announces what?
That's man.
You can't see me.
That's up to Never give up.
You can't see me.
You can't see me.
Your true friend, the only one I'll say.
Oh, your son loves him like that, bro?
Yeah. That's his favorite.
Talking about wedding fails. We just did a hashtag.
Not a bad one.
Experience the wedding fail.
I got a funny story about that. But
so he announced that he's returning back to the WWE. He's in the Fast 29 or whatever movie. No.
Did you watch it yet already?
No, you good?
Did you watch it? You said no.
No, I'm not a fan of the. I watched the first, second, and that was it. That was.
Who are you? Our friend? You're not a fan? What?
Yeah.
So, did I ever tell you guys the funny story about the John Cena Zachary's bedroom door?
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so we have these really tall doors in our house, right? And Zach had to have this. It looks like a bed sheet. You know how a fitted sheet has the round corners, right? And it goes over your door, and you can get it with athletes on it, or whatever. It's usually athletes or superstars and stuff. So it's black though, so it goes over the door, and it has John Cena, who's like fucking 7 feet tall, and he's like this, right? And the background is black, so it looks like somebody is standing in the doorway. And Zach had 2 bedroom doors, so the one he had it on though was in the hall straight across from the bathroom. And I kid you not, for like 4 fucking months, this John Cena fucking thing, 7 foot massive wrestler in my hallway scared the living shit out of me. It didn't matter how many fucking times I opened that bathroom door. You're in the bathroom, you're taking a shower, you're doing your thing, you're relaxing, you're releasing things, right? You come out and this motherfucker is like at you, right? I swear there's times in the middle of the night where I'm like, fuck. And I would get so mad because it happened again, like the 3rd time throughout the day. Finally, I was like, we need to take this down. And he cried, no, Mom, you can't take it down. So John Cena literally scared the living shit out of me in my house for like 4 months straight. I finally got used to it where I would open the door all the way so that when I came out of the bathroom, he wasn't right in my face. But every time I literally thought I was getting fucking mugged in my house, like there was an intruder every time. It was the wildest shit. I would think to myself, I'm like, why the fuck did I buy this thing? Why did I buy this? Why am I putting myself through this? Everybody that would come out of my bathroom would be like, what the fuck is going on in your hallway? It was fucking serious, boy. I'm going to have to look through his shit and find it because you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm going to put it on one of your doors in your house and scare you. It's shit crazy. Like, I don't even know what. Whoever made that clearly didn't have one in their house because every time there's times where I was like, I think I just peed myself a little. That was scary. Yeah.
Well,
shout out to John Cena for scaring the fuck out of me for 4 months straight.
John Cena. Yeah, is that a huge thing, Toria, him going back to WWE?
Huge. Oh yeah. He's up there with like The Rock and all of that. So yeah, it's huge in Austin and all that. He's the superstar and he had such a massive following and still does that. Him coming back is the big deal. His fans are happy. I'm sure there's people who aren't happy, but haters gonna hate. So it is what it is. But him coming back is good. I like it. I think it's awesome. And even regardless of how much of a fan Zach was, he has done so many things for sick kids and Make-A-Wish Foundation and granting wishes and meeting them and just fulfilling the dreams of terminally ill children. Like, how can you not like him? You could say whatever you want. You're not a wrestling fan, you're this, that. But just as a human, that's some shit right there that you gotta love. So I'm all for it. I'm gonna get the tickets when he comes here.
That's cool. So we'll move on. Last night, the Lightning. We'll move on to the NHL. The Lightning beat the Islanders out. So the Stanley Cup Finals is finally there. So it's going to be Montreal, 4th seed against Tampa Bay Lightning for Tampa Bay number 3, and that the puck drops Monday, so that's when the Monday. Yep. So hockey, I can't believe hockey's actually in July. It's kind of crazy, but COVID kind of fucked everything up. So
I was just thinking that, like, it's crazy. It's in July.
Yeah.
But we're on to different things now. So COVID did a lot of different changes. So we're just going with it. We're happy to be here.
Right. We'll move on to the NBA. The Bucks pretty much, I mean, they torched the Hawks last night. It was like 40 points. It was ridiculous. Now the series is tied 1-1. The Suns lost the previous night. It looked like they were kind of out of gas. So
who is suspended? Who was the suspension on? Remember we were watching and on the Suns. He was suspended for the whole game, the next game, didn't he? Is that what they were saying?
Well, that was the first night that they had Chris Paul back last night or the other night, but
okay.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anybody's suspended. So
I thought someone got suspended. When me and Dom stopped by your house, one of the players, he was fouled, and they said he was going to be out.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah,
he was mad as fuck. You could hear him. You could read all the words. He was like, "This fucking bullshit." He was in the ref's face. Yeah, so I think they're tired.
Yeah, I think they're tired. So they continue. The Suns play tonight. They play game 4. So
4, right?
Yeah. I don't know if Alex is coming back or if his phone died or I don't know.
He's in a river. He's in a van down by the river.
Down by the river.
Down by the river.
So, Detroit boy, Mr. Big Shot was awarded the I don't know if that's Alex. No, that's not Alex. The coach of the Trailblazers. So the Portland Trailblazers are hiring Clippers assistant coach Chauncey Billups as their new head coach.
Really?
Yeah. So shouts out to Chauncey Big Shot.
Yeah.
Great. He's going to be a head coach in the NBA.
Nice. I think it's deserving.
Yeah.
That's awesome. For sure. I can't wait to see.
Yeah. So the Tigers, they dropped one, or no, actually the game was postponed last night because of rain.
Yeah, because of rain.
Right. 32-43. Like I said, I don't think Alex is coming back. I wanted to talk to him about the status of the Tigers. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else. And I know you have to get going.
I do. I have a big day today.
You have a what?
I have a big day today. Lots of things going on.
I just said you got a big date today.
Yeah, well, I kind of got a big date later. I mean, we're going to my son, not my date. We're going to an engagement party later. So shout out to Tasia and Joey. Joey is actually a Detroit native here in Phoenix, and he is aspiring to be one of our guests soon. He's a entrepreneur and owns some businesses here, and a huge Detroit sports fan, and he can't wait to come and chop it up with you and Alex. Every time he sees me, he says it, and I'm going to see him at the party tonight for his engagement, and I'm sure he's going to have some drinks in him, and his Detroit family is going to be there, so I'm going to probably be getting asked all the questions, and they're going to try to have my calendar out, getting on the show, so I look forward to seeing all them later. It's going to be at my girlfriend Michelle Taser's mom's house. So they're having it outdoor, under the lights and stars, kind of little romantic feel. And they're having their Mexican side with food, and then Joey is Armenian, so I'm gonna get some dolma, and I'm gonna have some authentic Detroit style Arabic food. So I am very, very. Belly is excited about that. I got to wear some stretchy pants and spank or something because I'm gonna throw it down tonight. So I'm excited about the food and to see, them in love and drink a little champagne to, ease the rest of the things going on in my day and continue to move. I'm in the process of moving, so it's exciting to do that. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I gotta go. I got things to do.
That's what you're doing. All right. So lastly, so if you guys haven't followed our page, here it is. It is Word on the Street pod.com. You can subscribe. You can buy. I think we only have the hats on this thing. I don't think the hoodies are available anymore on here. They're available on our other website.
I've been slacking, and I just want to say thank you for all the help that you've been giving me. But also, I really want to start vlogging weekly on my thing. So that's a goal of mine that I'm gonna really shoot to aim. If I can get my words together here in the next week or so, and just start vlogging, because I always feel like I'll be in the middle of a thought, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like people should know this. So yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do, as well as drop some of that new merch.
Right. Word on the Street, merch.com. We have a lot of people that have been ordering and supporting so much.
Yes.
Everybody that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is freaking awesome.
Get your merch, and make sure when you get it, you take a picture and you hashtag it and tag us in it. Hashtag Word on the Street podcast, Rick Swift, Alex Sportsmouth, and you can hashtag me, show me your kitty.
So I literally fell in love with this picture last night, and I sent it to you.
Oh, me too. Oh, I'm so glad you're going to show it. So stinking cute.
Yeah. So she got her shirt, her child a shirt.
Her.
Yeah, that was
so
freaking
cute. Love it.
Make sure you guys.
I'm trying to comment on everybody's pictures, but I told you every time I comment, it doesn't. So it lets me like it, right? And then I go to write, and it says that it comes up as Word on the Street instead of me, like comes up as our page. So I'm like, oh, it sounded kind of creepy. Maybe I should write that, and then I delete it. So I just want everybody to know I see your pictures, I see your photos, I see your tags, and I love them all. And I'm trying to comment on them. Maybe I'll figure out a more clever way to do it. But know that I see you, and I am so thankful. We are grateful. Thank you for the support.
And it's so weird that it does that. I don't know. I never.
It's weird. And I'm very, I'm very girly. I throw out love and hey girl, hey, like see you boo. And then when it looks like it's Word on the Street, I'm like, okay, I just look like a creepy ex-boyfriend in their inbox. Like I need to delete this.
Creepy.
I instantly feel rapey. I'm like, ew, that was weird. Let me take this off.
That's funny.
I'm gonna figure out a way. I think I'll just put at the bottom Tori. So it's Tori. That way it's me. So you don't think it's some creeper. We'll figure it out.
Creeper. So yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Dreek Swift on all platforms. Where can they follow you at, Tori?
You can follow me at Tori Rochelle on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram, and on Twitter at The Savage Kitty. That's THEE Savage Kitty.
Alex is trying to jump on. They can follow Alex.
the river.
The Sportsmouth on Instagram, and I don't know what his Twitter handle is. And then
Sportsmouth 313.
313. There you go. So, so make sure you guys go out, support the podcast, buy some gear. There's going to be a lot more stuff on there shortly. Make sure you're subscribing to the podcast. We appreciate it. Thanks for the love. God bless. You can follow Foo on Instagram, the one they call Foo on Instagram. And then I think we can bounce out of here because he's trying to get on. He's trying to get on there,
That's okay. Let him rest. He needs his rest. He's in the river. He's stressed. Our people in Detroit are stressed out. Y'all be safe out there today.
Let me put this video on. God bless. Have a safe Saturday. Prayers out to everybody in Detroit that's going through it. So I hope not everything is damaged out there. Make sure you're washing your hands, wearing your mask if you want to, and washing your ass. Peace out. Love you, Tori. Peace out. Talk to you soon.
Love you more.
Bye-bye.
Bye.